I'm Kennedy Fravel. I'm 22 years old. It all started on a random Monday, January of 2021. We were planning a trip to Costa Rica, and at that point, you needed a real ID, and my license was about to expire. And so my mom, my sister, and I all went to the DMV to go get me a new license. And the attendant asked me to do the eye test. And I looked in the little screen and I couldn't see half of the letters. And so I spurted out like 6 letters and I was like, all right, I'm done. And he said, no, you're missing the other half. And I said, no, I'm not, there's nothing there. He's like, well, can you just guess? I was like, no, sir, I have no idea nothing's there. We scheduled a visit with Dr. Robinson's office. He's an ophthalmologist. We do some tests with him, test my peripheral vision, test my acuity, color-blindness, and I come back in the room after taking a test and my mom is sitting in the corner crying. And then he walks back in and says, no 19-year-old kid should have vision issues this bad. He said, you need to go to the ER right now. He said, it's either something with your brain or multiple sclerosis. So we drove to the ER, and they had found an epidermoid cyst in my brain with the MRI. I think that's when I first met Dr. Bangabat. It kind of explained to the surgeon what was going to happen.
Kennedy came in, he came in through the emergency department. We were alerted that there was a young man with visual loss. His imaging on a CT scan showed a mass at the skull base. On subsequent imaging on an MRI, showed a mass that was suggestive of an epidermoid tumor, and it was compressing the optic nerves, which was explaining his visual loss.
As a mom, you hear his brain tumor and your mind just goes everywhere. And is this something that's going to change his goals? Wondering after surgery, mentally, what are we going to be looking at? Physically, are there going to be handicaps or obstacles and things that we have to really work to overcome? So literally your mind just goes everywhere. You go worst case scenario.
It was the fear of the unknown. I didn't know it was going to happen. I didn't know if I would be the same person when I came out again. 19-year-old, you got a whole picture ahead of you. I was just so scared.
Because of Kennedy's acute visual loss, it was very important to relieve the compression on his visual pathways. So after getting planning imaging, myself and Dr. Strauss, we were able to do a craniotomy, getting to the mass, debulking it, and removing most of it. There was some of the mass that was stuck to some important blood vessels that I felt if we had gone for perfect, if we went for everything, we could have resulted in a stroke or something worse. Also, just from our approach, it was hard to visualize every single little bit of the mass. Post-surgery, he was a little bit slow to wake up, but eventually by his second day, he was doing remarkably well. After his week or so stay in the hospital, he continued to do well. And as far as follow-up, we had just been getting subsequent MRIs every year.
When I was diagnosed, I was a sophomore at the Citadel, about to start my spring semester there. My biggest drive to get recovered was just trying to get back to school. I got discharged from the hospital on Saturday or Sunday, started school again that Wednesday.
Med school has always been his plan. There was never a plan B, never anything that he wanted to do besides that. And then graduation weekend, he got an award for having the highest GPA of a senior that was majoring in a natural science.
This year's recipient is Cadet First Lieutenant Kennedy Fravel. Graduating with a 4.0 grade point average in biology and minors in business and chemistry, Kennedy served as Alpha Company's academic officer.
Just to see him walk across that stage with his class, with a 4.0, major in biology, and as a parent, just to see your child accomplish those goals that actually couldn't have without help from Dr. Bangabat, from people at Prisma, just that helped get him physically and mentally and emotionally to that time in his life where he just got to accomplish that. It was incredible. And I think the folks at Prisma gave such an example to him of how to take care of patients and just how to be personal, how to show compassion and kindness in a time of your life that's absolutely terrifying.
The hope is to do well in MCAT and then apply to medical school and then hopefully serve the community as much as Dr. Bangabat and other surgeons and his PAs have served me. Today, I feel great. Nothing really ails me at all. I'm totally fine. I had the best care I could possibly get with Dr. Bangabat and his entire team. Prisma Health is top-notch. Just an amazing, amazing system they have over there at Prisma.